Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals, Town of Hempstead, September 27th, 2023, 9:30 meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
Of course. Excuse me. Katie's here. For those of you who have not been here before, the order of business that we follow is we will call any applications for adjournment first, after which we will call the calendar. The order of business is for any cases where there are objections, we will listen to the applicant's case, then any objectants will be given the opportunity to present their objections. If any objectors feel that they want to repeat something someone before them has stated, they're free to say, I agree with the prior speaker. We do take, for your edification, we take all sorts of interesting correspondence. We take emails, we take faxes, if anybody faxes, we take letters, and we read them all before we make decisions. The proceedings are live streamed. We have a court reporter. For those of you who would like to review any of the proceedings, or if you're an insomniac and you'd like to go to sleep at night, you can watch them. If there's nothing else, Patrick, you may call the cases.
Mr. Chairman, we have a number of adjournments for this morning. First, we have cases 58323 through 58423, Levittown, Eden Safchik and Alex Novak, mother-daughter residence, second kitchen, variances, front yard setbacks on Thrush Lane and Kingfisher Road, construct second-story addition, covered porch, portico, and rear covered porch, all attached to dwelling, also known as 1 Thrush Lane.
Good morning.
Good morning, Members of the Board. Richard M. Lobone, 308 East Meadow Avenue, East Meadow. Appearing as the agent for the owner, requesting an adjournment via the defective mailing.
Patrick.
So I did speak with Mr. Pavone earlier. He requested October 18th at 11 o'clock. The mailing period ends tomorrow, but he said that he will have the letters out.
Are you sure?
Yes.
October 18th on my calendar, definitely.
It ends tomorrow. I double-checked with the office this morning.
Okay. October 18th, 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
You have to listen.
Okay. Next, we have 3 cases. It's case 31023, 31123, 31223, East Atlantic Beach, 37 Buffalo Avenue, LLC, and Kenneth Kruglich, also formerly known as 37 Buffalo Avenue.
2 people to adjourn the case.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Stephen Landy, and I'm from Landy Wolf, 270 Madison Avenue, New York, New York. And I'm here on behalf of the owner, and I am requesting an additional extension of time for a number of reasons, and I'm requesting a lengthy one if that's available. We have had significant opposition to our initial plan, and we have met with the opponents, the neighbors who have voiced their concerns, and we have spent considerable amount of time trying to voice their concerns and trying to meet their concerns. And in fact, we have modified our plans significantly to try to address those. And by the way, in the last 2 days, I have sent an email or text to each person that's given me their name and number during the last times that we've been here to let them know of my intention to seek an extension. And I have a feeling they abided by that, and I don't think anyone is here.
Is there anyone else here on this, on any of these applications? You were successful.
I'm happy about that.
That's wonderful.
In any event, the decision maker of our owner
Project.
has been very, very ill with a number of strokes. In the past, he was in a coma, and it's been very difficult for us time-wise to meet with him and to get decisions. And our architect is physically going to his home, which is not here, to work on a new plan that will satisfy the neighbors. And we request, given the building department timing and the timing we have to notify the neighbors, we're requesting a significant extension. If we can get through mid-January, that would be very appreciated.
Anybody have a? Yeah, yeah. We haven't yet finalized the calendar for next year. However, we're fairly confident that a date that we give you will be one on which we'll be present.
Thank you.
January 24th at
That
11?
works for us. Thank you very
9:30?
much.
Patrick, 9:30?
Can you, since the other individuals are not present, can you
Notice.
use the list you have to notify them the new day? 'Cause-
I will certainly do that.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, 11 o'clock?
Pardon?
11 o'clock.
9:30, I think is what I heard.
9:30 or 11?
11. We'll do 11 o'clock. That way they're not here for the whole morning calendar.
Okay, 11 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There's a sign posting that's a requirement as well.
I'm sorry?
Is there a sign posting, Mr. Owens?
There will be one required, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
So update the sign, okay.
thank you.
yep. He's in.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. Any other adjournments, Patrick?
Those are all the adjournments that I have. Anybody else here for an
Anyone
adjournment?
else requesting an adjournment? Okay.
Okay. We'll start with case 57323, Merrick Chamber of Commerce Incorporated, amusement rides, special event, duration October 20th, 2023 through October 22nd, 2023, also known as Town of Hempstead Parking Lot M5.
They came with reinforcement. They came with reinforcement.
State your name and address for the record.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board.
Morning,
Richard
Mr.
M.
Bavone.
308 East Meadow Avenue, East Meadow, appearing as the agent for the Merrick Chamber of Commerce.
Ira Ryder, 3524 Northview Avenue, Wantor, New York.
Okay.
The request is for Town of Hempstead parking lot M5 located Merrick Avenue, Sunrise Highway. Dates are as followed if approved. Friday, October 20th, 2023, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday the 21st from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday the 22nd, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Application was submitted to the General Services. TBR was issued from the Town Board, number 1027, 2023. I just submitted a copy of that to the board. There's also a letter was issued by the Nassau County Police Department. It was dated September 26, 2023, indicating that they have no objection to this event moving forward. On-site security will be handled by Newton Shows. Applications are being submitted to Nassau County Board of Health for the food services at the event. Mike Newton of Newton Shows is running the event for the Merrick Chamber of Commerce. He has done this for many years. There will be no alcohol at the event. All music will cease at 10 p.m. Town of Hempstead Sanitation has been notified, and also Newton Shows handles all the on-site sanitation for pickup. There will be 12 rides as noted in our application. Prior to the event starting, the New York State Department of Labor will inspect all of the rides for compliance and issue an approval so that they could open up. This has been, I think, approximately 23 years for the Merrick doing this in that location.
I see you brought reinforcements with you
Yes.
today. Is that the entire chamber?
No, it is not. Just a hand- just a
Sure it
couple of
isn't.
us.
There's a couple.
I think there might be one person who didn't sign in. If all three of those folks, so you guys are five, I think you got four signed in.
No, he's distancing,
not?
he's distancing himself. Yeah. Let's make a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that case 573 of 2023 Merrick Chamber of Commerce be approved as requested.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed,
Have a nice
any abstentions?
Celebration.
Thank you very much, and have a great day.
You too.
Next, we have cases 56923 through 57023 Levittown, The Home Depot USA Incorporated. Renewal of grants, maintain double-face illuminated detached ground sign, overall size 200 square feet, 100 square feet per face, overall height 20 feet and setback 9 feet 4 inches from front property line of Hempstead Turnpike. Maintain double-face illuminated logo sign on existing ground sign, second sign not permitted. Overall size 88.62 square feet, 44.31 square feet per face, and setback 16 feet from front property line on Hempstead Turnpike, also known as 3350 Hempstead Turnpike.
Is there anyone here on this case? If not, mark it second call, Patrick.
Make a phone call. Do we know who's representing them?
We
Maybe make a call if you want to get over here.
we'll call down to the office.
Yeah.
Next, we have case 57123, Belmore Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Renewal of grant to maintain one illuminated double-faced detached ground sign, setback 10 feet from Merrick Road and 5 feet from side property line, also known as 2900 Merrick Road.
Mr. Vanessa, you want to do the other one too? That we just...
Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Please take a seat, state your name and address for the record.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. William Benesso for Chelly Deegan Tirana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, here on behalf of the applicant, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. This is a renewal application pertaining to signage at the property. There are other renewal applications that are coming before the board later this year. We just got the dates on those pertaining to other items on the property. But with regard to this, the signage, I believe the board has an inspector's report that indicates that everything is in compliance. I visited the site and reviewed the sign and saw it to be in compliance myself. So I believe that the renewal is appropriate at this time.
For the record, Building Department inspected the premises on July 26th of 2023, and found that all previously imposed conditions by this board were complied with. You have anything else to add, Mr.
Nothing
Vanessa?
more.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Benesso, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
Next, we have case 57223, Oceanside, William and Linda D'Amico. Renewal of grant to maintain pool and 6-foot-high fence not permitted in front yard setback on Yost Boulevard, also known as 349 Merrifield Avenue.
This is a residential application. No one has signed in, so I think we can grant an appearance waiver. Okay. The Building Department inspected the premises on July 12, 2023, and found that all previously imposed conditions were complied with. Do I have a motion? Do I
Yes,
have any?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, first case.
Next, we have case 57423, Uniondale, Yvonne and Willie Rouser. Variances, front yard, average setback, side yard, maintained portico, attached to dwelling, also known as 566 Avenue A.
My name is Emilio Sousa. I reside at 23 Brussels Drive, New Hyde Park, New York, 11040. Good morning, Mr. Chairman,
Morning.
members of the board. I'm the architect of record for the application. So I'll just give you some background information. We were originally hired to do a rear addition on the property. In going through the process of getting the rear addition approved by the building department, which it has been, we had to file a application for a existing non-conforming home. And as they were reviewing those plans, they had discovered that there was an existing portico that was affixed to the very front of the house where the main entry was. So they had asked us to seek a variance for that portico. Right now, the portico projects into, or off of the house, I should say, about 4 foot 10 inches off the face of the house, and it is approximately 4 feet 4 inches from the side yard. It's a one-story portico. There's a stoop under it. It really just acts as a covered entry for the main dwelling from the weather.
When did you, you may have said it, I apologize. We're looking for the non-conforming letter. When did you say the proposed portico was added to the house?
I do not know when it was added. I'm sorry.
And I can't find the non-conforming letter. What conditions were imposed on that?
As far as I know, there were no conditions. We had just, we were asked by the building department to draw the existing conditions of the house, which we submitted under a separate application, and which they had approved as existing non-conforming.
I saw the search sheet, and it did say that there was, hold on, that the non-conforming was, here, open building permits. Maintain non-conforming one-family dwelling with detached garage with conditions. So there are conditions, I believe. Do you have the non-conforming letter with you?
I do not.
You also have a fencing permit that's open.
Yes.
I take it the reason the non-conforming is open is either because the conditions aren't fully met, or, well, probably the conditions aren't fully met because you had to come here to get
Yes,
everything.
because there were issues, right, the portico being one of them.
See if we can find the letter. Okay, let me just see. So the conditions, obtain building permit for the rear covered patio, is that one of them?
Yes,
You're
yes.
removing that, or
We're
not?
removing that.
Okay. Obtain building permit for front roof over, that's us?
That's why we're here.
Okay. For the shed?
The shed, we filed an application for.
Okay.
Fencing?
Fencing,
And
that's,
we filed an
that's
application
an
for the
open
fencing.
permit.
Yeah.
Hot water heater, plumbing permit?
We did file an application for
One
that as
for a
well.
dishwasher as well?
Yes, everything, all the
And a fire
conditions, we had filed
Okay,
applications.
those are the conditions. You should make sure you have a copy of that. I
Okay.
assume you must because it's here.
I probably have it in the office.
Okay, and if you said it already, I apologize, I was distracted by that. The front yard average that you're allowed and what you propose, and same
Right,
site.
so the average is 25 feet 5 inches. The existing house to the main dwelling of the house to the front yard is 19 foot 7. And off of that 19 foot 7, our portico projects off that face 4 foot 10, which leaves us
15.6.
about 14.4 to the portico.
Okay, and then the side yard,
Right, there's a existing non-conforming side yard of 4 foot 4 inches to the main dwelling itself, and the portico is in line with the main dwelling,
Okay.
4 foot 4 inches, where 5 is required.
where 5 is required.
Yeah, he's taking all that out, 'cause-
It's a basement entrance.
Yeah, it's not-
right, but you're eliminating the basement entrance, no?
The basement entrance is being eliminated, yes.
Because you're putting an
We're
extension.
putting an
back.
addition there, yes.
I see. Have you been in the garage?
Not my staff was in the garage. I know that we filed an application for it. I believe they had it inspected.
I couldn't tell
So-
you. It looks like it could be habitable.
Oh, definitely not habitable.
Okay.
No.
Is there heat in it, if you know?
Definitely not heat, yeah. I didn't see any
Want
heat.
the
I don't think the staff had
dots.
noticed that. I know they had the building department down there looking at it. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Have a motion?
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not at this time.
Okay. I move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next case.
Next, we have case 57523, Seaford, Zoltan, Lar. Variance, side yards aggregate, convert garage to living space, attached to dwelling. Also known as 3928 Keeley Drive.
It's moderate. Nobody can hear it.
Daniel Burko, architect, P.O. Box 610, Lindenhurst, New York, 11757. Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Daniel Burko. I'm here on behalf of the owner, Mr. Czar, located at 3928 Kiley Drive in Seaford, New York. We're in front of the board this morning to convert a existing attached garage to habitable space for the father-in-law to have as a bedroom, and we do not meet the aggregate side yard. The garage has been attached since the house was built, and because we're now converting it to habitable space, the existing side yard aggregate was 13.93 and required is 15, so we are deficient by 1.07 feet. And that basically concludes my case if you guys have any questions. Hold on, let me get this is I believe it's a Res B. Looking on the CO search. It's not on the CO search, actually. I don't have it on the CO search. But it's based on the width of the lot anyway, which is 60 foot, so it's 10 and 5. The side yards.
Mr. Chairman, is that your case, sir?
That's it.
I would move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you. Aye.
Next, we have case 57623, Point Lookout, George Urick and Gino Grady. Variances, lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, rear yard, construct third floor deck over second floor deck below with spiral stairs attached dwelling, also known as 129 Cedarhurst Avenue.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Appearing for the applicants, Howard Avertine, 2116 Merrick Avenue, Merrick.
Good morning, it's George Urich, U-R-I-C-H, 129 Cedarhurst Avenue, Point Lookout, New York, 11561.
Gino Grady, 129 Cedarhurst Avenue, Point Lookout, New York, 11569.
Good morning. This is the application of George Urich and Jean O'Grady for variances required in order to construct a new single-family dwelling. In this case, the request involves the construction of a third-story deck.
Sorry, did I hear correctly? Is it a new dwelling, a completely new dwelling?
Well, it's under construction pursuant to a prior grant. I was gonna get to that in a second.
Okay, it doesn't advertise that, that's why.
Right, no, it's the deck because the
Thank you.
house was originally approved. The premises under application is located on the westerly side of Cedarhurst Avenue, 172.5 feet north of Ocean Boulevard and Point Lookout. The street address is 129 Cedarhurst Avenue. It's also known as Section 61, Block 13, Lot 27 on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. The premises has dimensions of 70 feet in width by 60 feet in depth and a lot area of 4,200 square feet. It is presently developed with a single-family dwelling under construction. By this application, the applicants seek variances required in order to construct a third-story deck above a second-story deck. The second story of living space. That's what yes. In other words, there's a deck on the first level of living space, which was originally approved, and now what the applicants are seeking is a deck directly above the deck that was previously approved correct. No. Sure. Just continuing, if I may, in 2021, by case number 69 of 21, the board approved variances authorizing the construction of a new single-family home on the property. The approved variances at that time were for lot area occupied, side yards aggregate, and rear yard. I'll hand up a copy, if I may, for the record. Correct. During construction, the applicant decided to modify the floor plans to switch the bedrooms to the second floor or the first level of living space, and the kitchen, dining area, and den area to the second level of living space, which is technically the third floor. The original plan did not include a second living space level deck, and so characterized, of course, as a third-story deck, and desire to have a deck as an accessory to the living space, and you'll see that there's a spiral stair depicted on the plans as well. All of the variances requested today are identical to those previously approved, other than lot area occupied. The lot area occupied, approved in 2021, was 42.7%. We are asking for 43.5%. And so the total square footage of lot area occupied is 1,000, as approved, was 1,794.7, and as proposed, it's 1,827 square feet. If you look at the plan, you'll see that there was the stair that was originally proposed. The second level deck was not a perfect rectangle. Now it's going to be a perfect rectangle, so there's an area where it's being squared off. If you'd like, I can come and show you. But that's really what it is. It's the second level deck is being increased by 33 square feet, essentially. And that's the permit, that application that led to the variance. For the second, correct. That's for the... let me just make sure. It's under one application, yes. It's the same application. Yes, but they both technically are, because one is directly on top of the other. But that one is, in other words, if we didn't change the second level deck, the third level deck would result in that same increase. It's just that the third level deck, in considering the entire application, the building department denied it for lot area occupied, citing the increase of 33 square feet, essentially. It's both of them, actually. I guess that's just, they didn't deny it that way. They denied it because of the construction of the third level deck. I have a petition signed by several of the surrounding property owners, and I've attached to that petition a copy of the radius map indicating those that have signed.
We'll accept that into evidence. Is that your case?
It is, sir.
Okay. Do I have any other questions from the board?
Move that the hearing be closed and matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Avertine, you and your clients will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's run.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Next, we have case 57723, Seaford Kelly Raposo, a special exception to construct a pavilion and fireplace higher and larger than permitted and exceeding horizontal maximum on both sides, also known as 1773 Monroe Avenue.
Lisa Koshia with Permits R Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board.
Good morning.
I'm here representing Mr. Raposo, who is proposing a pavilion and fireplace. This property is located in a Residence B zone. The pavilion and fireplace will have a horizontal length of 14.6 feet on one side and 18 feet on the other, where the required is 12 feet. It will be 11.8 feet in height, where the required is 9 feet. The pavilion and fireplace is open on 3 sides, and the total square footage is 290.76 square feet, where the required is 144 square feet. Mr. Raposo respectfully requests your approval.
Do I have any questions from the board?
I move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Cuccia be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstention?
Next, we have case 57823 near East Rockaway. Bobby O'Mahony. Special exception to maintain accessory structure, gazebo higher and larger than permitted and exceeds horizontal maximum on both sides. Variance side yard, maintain 2 AC units attached to dwelling, also known as 39 C. Wayne Road. I have you signed, sworn in from before, just your name and address for the record.
Sure. Lisa Koshio with Permits R Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good morning again, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm here representing Mr. O'Mahony, who wishes to maintain and legalize a gazebo and 2 AC units. This property is located in a Residence B zone. The gazebo has a horizontal length on both sides of 14 feet, where the required is 12 feet, and is 11.1 feet high, where the required height is 9 feet. The gazebo is a total of 196 square feet, where the allowable is 144 square feet. The 2 AC units have a side yard setback of 2.4 feet, where the required is 5 feet. My client did speak with his neighbors. No one has any objections. We do have a consent letter from 6 of his neighbors, including the adjoining neighbors on both sides, if I could submit that as evidence. if
We'll
that's
accept it
okay.
into evidence.
Thank you. Mr. O'Mahony respectfully requests your approval.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Cuccia, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Initially, it looks like it's... All in favor? Aye. It's just screening. It's cute. Yeah.
Thank you.
Screening.
Did we reach the attorney for the home?
Next, we have cases 57923 through 58023 Levittown. Donald and Donna Hegarty. Variance side yards aggregate, maintain garage converted to living space and roofed over patio attached dwelling. Variances front yard average setback, side yards aggregate, construct second story addition, 1-story addition, and portico all attached dwelling, also known as 22 Universe Drive.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board.
Morning.
I'm representing Donald and Donna Hagerty of 22 Universe Drive in Levittown. The property is located on the south side of Universe Drive, 454 feet east of Meriden Road in the LPRD district. We're requesting a variance to maintain a garage converted to living space and a roof over patio, and to construct a second-story addition, 1-story addition, and portico all attached to the dwelling. The existing garage conversion and rear roof over patio violates the side yard aggregate required of 15 feet. The existing side yards are 6.3 and 5.4, making the aggregate 11.7. The Hagertys purchased the home in 2007, and the garage was already converted, and the roof over the patio was there as well. The additions they propose violate the front yard setback and side yard aggregate. The average front yard setback is 33.6 feet, and the front yard proposed for the second floor is 25.8. The second floor will be going over the existing original first floor. The proposed front portico will have a front yard setback of 26.4. The side yard aggregate required is 15 feet. The side yard aggregate proposed will be 11.7 feet. The Hagertys have 3 children, and as the house exists, it's too small. They would like each of their children to have a bedroom and a spare room, along with a larger master bedroom for themselves. They're eager to have this extra space to be able to entertain and live more comfortably, and we're respectfully asking the board to grant this variance.
Any questions?
Is there a pool there now? No, definitely not.
Was it ever there?
Not since we started the project. I don't know if it was there prior to, but yeah, I've been in the backyard. There's definitely no pool.
Is there a trampoline?
I'm sorry?
Is there a trampoline in the backyard?
No.
Is there a tree house?
There's a playhouse, yes.
Are there any trees?
There is a playhouse in the backyard.
Great, okay.
The aerial view?
And there's a big round blue circle on the edges.
Okay, I don't know. There is a playhouse, but no pool.
Has that shed been removed?
It has not been removed yet,
Do you intend to remove?
but it will be, yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Bengallo, you be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you very
Second.
much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
Next, we have cases 58123 through 58223. Merrick, Jason Machinardi. Use variance to maintain two-car detached garage, a portion of which is used for storage. Variance, front yard setback on Charles Street, maintain wood deck with pergola attached to dwelling, also known as 2659 Montauk Avenue.
Good morning, my name is Melissa Graham. I'm from Long Island Perfect Permits, 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park, 11762. I'm the agent representing Jason Mastronardi. He is the owner of 2659 Montauk Avenue in Merrick, Section 62, Block 190, Lot 38. Applications were submitted to the town to maintain a deck with a pergola and a partially converted two-car detached garage. The property is located on a corner, so the deck does not have the required 25-foot front yard setback from Charles Street. The deck maintains a 16.3-foot setback from Charles Street. The original deck was permitted in 1986. When my clients purchased the home in 2018, the deck was already modified from the footprint of the original CO to its current condition and setback. The original dwelling was built in 1931. Per county tax cards, the garage was built in and around the same time. In 1986, a variance was approved to maintain the deck and the two-car detached garage. The garage doors face Charles Street, which is the side street. While current driveway off, while there is no current driveway off, while the current driveway is off Montauk Avenue, there is a curb cut on Charles Street, but there is no driveway. Detached. Yeah, detached, okay. There's no driveway on the Charles Street, even though that's where the garage doors are facing. The driveway is on Montauk Avenue. The two-car garage is currently being used for storage and a workout room. My clients have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they don't want their children around the equipment and the free weights. The workout room is a peaceful sanctuary for them to use after work. The workout room does have a side AC unit, but there is no plumbing.
It's not a garage.
They're not using it as a garage, no. They're just using it as storage.
But it has a garage door.
It has
and a
garage
curb
doors.
cut, even though the driveway's not.
Correct.
Is there a plumbing in there?
There's no plumbing.
Just the air conditioner?
Correct. We feel that the items presented today are not out of character for the neighborhood. We have consent letters we'd like to submit from 7 neighbors, just stating that they're not opposed to the garage staying where it is in the condition that it's in. We would just ask that both items be considered for approval today.
Can you see the garage doors?
Yes.
Have you been in the garage?
No.
They just told you what's in there?
Yeah, and our office has been there. I just personally haven't been there.
This is technically convert a garage to a shed.
Well, I guess they were considering it's still a garage because they use half of it for like garage storage and then the other half for a workout room, and they still have both garage doors.
A garage, by definition, is the storage of motor vehicles.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Says they have 2 garage doors.
They
There's
have
still 2 garage doors. They don't have,
But behind the garage doors, can you put a car
Yeah.
or a motor vehicle?
you could put a car in the one side where the storage is, yes. And I guess You could still put 2 cars, correct.
And inside the
Not personally, no.
garage, so to speak?
Not personally, yes.
Do you understand what my point was?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
What is this called?
Plot plan.
Yeah, on the plot plan, on the garage, do you have a plot plan?
I have a plot plan, yeah.
Yeah, could you look at the garage, and there's like a dotted, not a dotted straight line, but it goes down, it goes to the right and then down. Is that a wall? Is that the way it's divided?
I'm gonna say maybe, I'm not sure, I haven't been in it. I just know that one side is just for storage, and then one side they kind of converted to make like a
Well,
workout room.
my question is, why is that dotted line there then?
She doesn't know.
I don't know.
No.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Okay, thank you very much.
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have cases 58523 through 58623, Oceanside, Rick Landau. Variance lot area occupied, maintain roofed over patio attached dwelling, maintain accessory structure, outdoor kitchen with lot area occupied variance, also known as 358 Dennis Street.
I know. It's
There it is.
Jean Kennedy Stevens, 124
So it's on.
Haley Drive, Santa Mauritius, New York, 11934. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board.
No,
Mr. Rick Landau of 3358 Dennis Street, Oceanside, Residential B Zone, Section 54, Block 595, Lot 9, is requesting variance relief to maintain an overage on his existing lot coverage of 32.59 to 36.03%, which is a 3.44% increase. When Mr. Landau's house was originally constructed in 1995, it was at a 28.45 lot coverage. In 2009, he constructed a one-story rear sunroom, building permit number 07-2308, that was 16 by 16, requiring a variance for lot coverage overage to 32.59%, which was granted by this board. He now has 2 open applications, number 23-779, to maintain a raised patio with a roof over in the front of the dwelling that is 25 feet, 10 inches by 6 feet 11 inches, and permit number 231321 to maintain an outdoor kitchen island that is 9 feet 8 inches by 3 feet 3 inches in the rear yard. Both the structures combined are adding a 212.8 square feet to the existing lot coverage of 32.59% to a new lot coverage of 36.03, again adding a 3.44% increase. Both structures are in co-compliance with all the setback requirements. I think the board was provided with consent letters from all the neighbors up and down Mr. Landauer's block. There are several open permits, as you can see from the search sheet on the property, that will be closed out upon the board's final decision of the pending application for the overage on the lot coverage. Thank you.
Just maintain roofed over patio, that's in the rear. Where's the roofed over patio? Is the roofed over patio the 16 by 16?
Yes, no, I'm sorry, that's the rear addition that was put on in
Okay.
2009.
And
It
that
be-
was, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was before the board for lot coverage and was granted.
The rear addition, the rear addition was approved with a variance
Yes, for lot coverage,
and rear yard, I assume.
yes,
And they approved, the board approved the 16 by 16.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, I have no further questions.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Kennedy, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
They already started it.
Next, we have case 58723, Hewlett 2 Regency LLC, doing business as Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. Special exception to use part of premises for place of public assembly and amusement, proposed fitness center in an existing building, also known as 1320 Broadway.
Special exception, fitness center. No parking.
Good morning again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. William Benesso for Chelly Deegan Tirana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, here on behalf of the applicant. Seated to my right is Mr. Randy Hall. He is the tenant, operator of the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, the tenant of the property. He will be operating the facility. The application before the board is solely in connection with a special exception required for a place of public assembly and amusement. This is a proposed fitness center in an existing building. There are going to be no modifications made outside of the tenant space, which is approximately 2,000 square feet, 2,052 square feet. All modifications will be interior to introduce the Mayweather Boxing Fitness. No changes to the site, the access, or any other form. The operation is 6 days a week, operating Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., closed on Sundays. Those 6 days a week, the classes will start at 5 a.m. and run to about 8 a.m., and then in the afternoon, the classes again will go from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Those will be the busiest times at the facility. The time in between those class periods will be for one-on-one personal training, could be one-on-one, could be small groups, but those activities will be much lower than the activities early morning and late afternoon and evening, which actually jibes well with the facility because the only other use that competes with those timings is an Orange Theory Fitness, which is situated further west in the adjacent property. Be that as it may, there's no parking variance required here. This is
Yeah,
simply,
let's address that. There's 13 spaces provided for the whole strip.
for this strip, yes. And under a prior variance approval that had been granted for the property, 121 space variance was granted.
Wow. So does this application for public assembly blows it up more then, correct?
Well, it blows up more, but it doesn't exceed the 121. It brings it to 120. If you take a look at the parking information that is laid out on the site plan and parking calculations prepared by Luigi Gelino, it indicates that a total, including this use, a total parking requirement of 120 spaces is the current adding this use in requirement, and the prior approval granted 121, of which we only provide 13.
Understood.
What was that use that was granted that?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't handle that prior variance. I don't know
Because
what that.
often those big ones are religious uses, and, you know, there are arguments why they need fewer spots. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I cannot speak to that, but I can give you the application number. It's 2011-12819. That was the building permit application number under which the previous parking variance was granted. Now, in terms of the operation, there will be 4 to 5 employees in total. At any given time, there will be no more than 3 employees present, 2 trainers, and a receptionist for the facility. A fully booked class will have about 20 students, so you'll have 20 students and 3 employees in the building. Mayweather Boxing Fitness is Floyd Mayweather's boxing gym franchise. It's essentially a cardio-based high-intensity interval training program with 3-minute intervals to simulate rounds at a boxing match. Now, that said, there will not be a boxing ring. There'll be no sparring. There'll be no contact between class participants.
Why
Rather,
not?
Pardon?
Why not?
Well, perhaps if you want to come down and start something new, we'll certainly introduce that. Now, the equipment at the facility is relatively light in terms of materials. Besides hanging bags and speed bags, which will be used as part of the training, other than that, there are no heavy weights at the site. There's basically light dumbbells and kettlebells. The clientele for this is probably 30 to 40 years of age. That's the typical. This is not a heavy weightlifting type gym with typically younger male patrons. This is probably going to be a majority of women as guests, but some men will also join. There will be music at the facility, but it will be kept at permissible levels so that as not to create a problem with the town's noise ordinance. Again, there's no boxing ring, no sparring, no contact between. It's really for people looking to increase their overall cardio fitness. The only facility that has overlapping hours, as I mentioned, is the Orange Theory Fitness in the area. They do sell some products that are associated with their facility. That's done at the front desk. Boxing gloves for the bags, T-shirts, other Mayweather branded apparel. But that's really pretty much for the guests. They're open to the public theoretically, but the vast majority of people purchasing that will be members of the facility. Based on the proposed use, again, this is not anything that's going to change the shopping center or any outside areas. Consequently, the use will neither prevent the orderly and reasonable use of adjacent properties or properties in adjacent use districts, or prevent the orderly and reasonable use of permitted or legally established uses in the district wherein the proposed use is to be located, or of permitted or legally established uses in adjacent use districts. The safety, the health, the welfare, the comfort, the convenience, or the order of the town will not be adversely affected by the proposed use and its location. Not going to have any activity outside, no running laps or anything like that. All activity stays inside the building. As a result, the use is in harmony and will promote the general purposes and intent of the ordinance. Other than that, the Nassau County Planning Commission recommended local determination. Unless the board has any questions, that's our direct presentation.
Mr. Chairman, I would move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Benesso, you and your client will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Next, we have case 49623, Point Lookout, Raymond Carbone. Variances, lot area occupied, front yard average setback, side yard, rear yard, construct 3-story dwelling with garage, balcony, outdoor shower, second and third story decks, and roof deck, all attached thereto. Also formerly known as 104 Garden City Avenue.
Morning again. William Benesso for Chelly Deegan Tirana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York. Here on behalf of the applicant, Mr. Raymond Carbone, who is seated to my right. Seated to his right is Mr. George Monasterio. He is the architect for Mr. Carbone's project. The property in question is 104 Garden City Avenue in Point Lookout. This application, or this property, came before the board back in 2022. An application was presented to the board for a new single-family house on the property, and that application resulted in a notice of decision dated July 22nd of 2022, decision date July 13th of 2022. The application was granted and denied. What was granted were lot area occupied, side yard aggregate, rear yard variances. What was denied was a 3-story dwelling with garage. The applicant had, after receiving that, the applicant went back to Mr. Monasterio and came up with a revised design for the proposed house, which we feel certainly is more in keeping with the design of what the board may call a FEMA 2-story house or 3-story house, whatever you want to say. Basically, modifying the first floor so that it's basically an entryway. They've now incorporated the garage in the building. It's a garage, it's an entryway, it's a storage area. It's not really going to be living space. The second level, the third level, those will be the living space areas that are intended to be where people will
Mr.
occupy.
Benesso,
Yes, sir.
the application, the wording on it right now is pretty extensive. That's, some of that items
Already
have-
granted.
So let's go through that, because I don't want to put you...
I am going to, I'm going to, Mr. Pellegrini. In fact, I spoke to this directly with Mr. Owens when we got the notice, and he acknowledged that several of these variances have already been granted, in fact, to larger extents. But nonetheless, based upon the review of the new plans, this is what they came down with, so the information was included in the notice. Is that your concern?
My concern is that I don't want to put your client in jeopardy, so to speak,
No,
again.
I'm going to address all...
By addressing these issues de novo because of the advertisement.
No, I'm going to, basically, the variances that have already been granted are in fact greater than the ones that we're seeking now in many ways. There is only one new variance we're asking for today, and that is actually two. A small front yard setback variance. Before we were at 7.2 feet. Now, because of a second level balcony, we're at 6.2 feet. But you're actually 11, you're actually 11 feet 7 inches from the ground floor entry, and 6 foot 2 inches from the second floor overhang. So the average is 7 feet. So we need a small variance in that regard. And then we do still need to be interpreted, if you will, by this board to have a permissible 2 levels and first level, which is a FEMA level, if you will. Okay?
Understood. Thank you.
So, and by the way, as I mentioned, the variances with regard to the prior approval, the lot area occupied that was granted was 43.1%. We're now seeking only 36.8%. The side yards, the northerly side yard was going to be, the northerly side yard was going to be 5 feet. We now have 7 feet. The southerly side yard was going to be 25 feet, 9 3/4 inches. We now have 31 feet, 10 inches. So we've actually increased our setbacks, and in connection with the rear yard variance that was granted, it is still 10 feet to the house. There was 5 feet to a garage. Now there's 5 feet to an outdoor shower. So that hasn't changed either. So again, the only additional variance we're seeking is a small front yard variance, and we're asking for permission to have what the building department still labels as a three-story dwelling. And I noted that we did change the first floor to put the garage there, have a vestibule there, have storage there, and now all of the living space, if you take a look at it, is really on the second and third levels. Now, this case was originally on for August 9th, and at that time, a gentleman who lives to our southeast, Mr. Perez, who's sitting here, came and expressed some concerns. So consequently, we adjourned the case to today, and Mr. Monasterio and Mr. Carbone engaged in communications with Mr. Perez. They worked it out very amicably with a modified plan, which is the one that's before you, just for the purposes of describing what was changed. There were 3 modifications made. Mr. Perez was concerned about people on the higher levels of the building looking down into his rear yard, and consequently, the following changes were made to the plans. 1, on the second level, the area labeled outdoor kitchen at the southeast corner of the house now has a 6-foot-high screening wall on its east side. 2, on the third level, the easterly set of sliders providing access from the master bedroom to the third floor deck now have a metal roof extending out over them and extending into the southeast portion of the roof deck adjacent to the stairs leading to and from the third floor deck. By doing this, it pushes people on the roof deck further away from the southeast corner of that deck. And the third modification was on the roof deck, replacing the 3-foot 6-inch railing and knee wall on the easterly side of the deck. A 5-foot tall screening wall will be placed on the entire east side of the deck. It's my understanding that Mr. Perez is satisfied with those modifications, and we asked the board to, well, they are already incorporated in the plans that you have before you, but we wanted to make the board aware of those changes and the communications that we had with Mr. Perez. I don't have anything further. Mr. Monasterio, is there anything I missed? I think Mr. Perez might want to speak to this.
I do, thank you. My name is Leonard Paris. I reside at 109 Glenwood Avenue, Point Lookout, New York, directly to the east of the property in question. The one modification we made to the plans that were submitted, I believe, was that the rooftop, the third floor fence would be increased from the 5 feet proposed in the plan to 6 feet, with the upper 3 feet to be a visual block so that you could not see beyond it. And if they elected to put in a slatted fence, the slats would overlap and the vision panels through the slatted fence would face north. Other than that, everything that was proposed is certainly to my satisfaction, and I would support the plan.
Mr. Benesso,
Yes, sir.
how many bedrooms are in this house?
It's a two-bedroom.
So is that supposed to be 6 feet? Okay. Mr. Perez has indicated that on the roof deck, and the plans indicate a new 5-foot tall screen that should be 6 feet tall. So we'll accept a condition, or we'll indicate to the board on the record that we will modify that to 6 feet on the easterly side of the property, of the roof deck.
Any questions from the board?
Unless the board has any other questions, that's our direct
That's
case.
your case?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Vanessa, you and your client and your architect will all receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered, as will you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
I did sign it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstention? Do we have, Patrick, do we have anyone else on that matter we placed on second call?
We were unable to contact anybody.
Who is the representative?
There's no attorney. The previous attorney was Anthony Guardino, but he's no longer associated with the applicant.
It's a commercial renewal, Joe. I believe it was. Where's Dawn? We don't take questions. We don't take kindly to questions.
I spoke to my client, just because I don't like not having the information regarding the garage and the wall and everything. And he is saying that you cannot park a car in the garage the way it was converted, and we would like to adjourn so we can get amended plans to present it as an oversized shed. Rather than have it denied. I apologize for not having the information that you guys needed. 581 and 582. I understand we'll have to represent it once everything is, resubmitted to the building department redesigned.
Thank you for checking on that.
That's fine. Yeah, it'll take us that long to get everything situated.
So it's now being...
Mr. Chairman, I move that case number 581 and 582 of 2023, Jason Mastorati, whatever, at 2659 Montauk Avenue in Merrick, be reopened for additional testimony. Have a seat.
All in favor?
State your name and address for the record and what you basically said off the record.
Okay, my name is Melissa Graham from Long Island Perfect Permits, 124 Front Street, Massapequa Park, 11762. We would like to request that the case be put on adjournment so we can submit updated plans to show the garage as an oversized shed for storage.
And send them back to the building department, right?
Yes, we will submit updated plans back to the building department, have them re-denied, and then once again present our case to the board.
It's already existing, so there's no harm if we put this into January or
Correct,
December.
it's already existing, yes. And I will definitely make an attempt to get to the house, to just look at everything, maybe get some inside pictures. So if there's any other questions that come up at the next hearing, I'll be able to answer them.
How much time do you think we need?
How much time do you need? Because the plans have to be on file for 30 days. You're going to have to do a new mailing.
Building department?
And it's going to have to go through the building department. So how long do you think?
Well, we're in the end of September, that brings you out, so I'm saying January should be fine.
I agree.
As long as the building department can deny it in that amount of time.
Do you want to do the same date in January that we gave earlier, January 24th?
Yep.
January 24th?
Sure.
What
11
time?
a.m.?
The morning would
9:30?
be best.
Hmm?
The morning one would be best.
Yeah, so 11 a.m.
Yeah.
That's fine.
11?
11.
I believe that concludes the morning. Oh. No, it does not. It does not.
Oh, he's
She's
January
just,
28th.
we didn't?
We're going over the secret calendar. What?
Yeah. We're gonna move that this case be adjourned to
January 28th.
January something.
28th,
24th.
2024.
11 a.m.
24 at 11 a.m.
Yes.
Last time I looked at distract me.
Second. All in favor?
I thought you were just sitting there looking pretty. I don't
Joe's
get
over here showing me the secret calendar.
Sorry, I apologize. Contain accessory structure.
No.
It's commercial.
No, Joe, can we grant a waiver on the renewal?
Yeah, you
On
can.
a commercial case?
Because it's a renewal.
All right.
I mean,
You want to do it?
we're all gonna go along with it.
Okay. No, it was fine. All right. I'll have Patrick recall in a minute.
Mr. Owens?
Patrick,
Patrick?
do you want to recall cases 569 and 570?
Second call.
Call 56923 through 57023, Levittown, The Home Depot USA Incorporated. Renewal of grants, maintain double-face illuminated detached ground sign, overall size 200 square feet, 100 square feet per face, overall height 20 feet, setback 9 foot 4 inches from front property line on Hempstead Turnpike, maintain double-face illuminated logo sign on existing ground sign, second sign not permitted, overall size 88.62 square feet, 44.31 square feet per face, and setback 16 feet from front property line on Hempstead Turnpike, also known as 3350 Hempstead Turnpike.
This is a renewal of a prior grant for a sign. And let the record reflect the fact that the building department inspected the premises on July 25th, 2023. Even though it is a commercial application, we have the ability to grant an appearance waiver. Would someone like to make that motion?
I move, Mr. Chairman, that we grant an appearance waiver.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the premises were inspected by the building department on July 25th, 2023, and found that all previously imposed conditions, which were imposed by this board, obviously, have been complied with. As a result of that, do I have another motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. The applicant will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstention? I believe that concludes the morning calendar. We will therefore take a 10-minute break, come back and do decisions. Something smells very lemony.
I like the
Oh.
That's my favorite smell is eucalyptus spearmint. My favorite body wash, everything. Eucalyptus spearmint. It's literally exactly eucalyptus spearmint. It's my favorite.
Is this I wonder if this is a pool, is it a pool waterfall or is it pool comma waterfall? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But this one is definitely,
Hi, Patty, how are you? Merrick Chamber of Commerce. That case was granted from the bench. Cases 569 and 570 of 2023, Levittown, The Home Depot, USA. Is there any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 569 to 570 of 23 Levittown, The Home Depot, USA, located at 3350 Hempstead Turnpike, be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Next case, 571 of 2023. Enterprise Rent-A-Car, that case was renewal. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move case 571 of 2023 in Belmore be approved as requested, same term, same conditions, 5 years.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Next case, 572, 2023 Oceanside, William and Linda D'Amico. That's also a renewal. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 573 of 2023 at 340.
572.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
It's my brain.
it's okay.
Thank you for catching that.
You're welcome.
349 Merrifield Avenue in Oceanside be granted with the same terms for 5 years.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 574, Uniondale, Yvonne and Willie Rouser. Do I have any comments or questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 574 of 2023, location 566 Avenue A, Uniondale, be granted as requested.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention? Next case, 575 of 2023, Seaford, Zoltan Lar. Interesting name, sounds like something from an old Buck Rogers movie. Zoltan. Zoltan the Destroyer. I like it. I'm going to name my next child Zoltan.
I like the name too.
Good luck with
Do I
that.
have any questions? Any comments or questions from the board? If not,
Bless
do
you.
I have a motion?
I move case 575 of 23 in Seaford, Zoltan Lar, located at 3928 Kylie Drive, be approved as requested.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I went,
what
I,
did you say
I went to school, this is, I spent a year when, what is it?
That's
There
so
was a
fun.
really crappy comedy back in the early 2000s.
Dude.
Where's My Car with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh.
And there is
I like
a
it.
religious organization that believes in an alien named Zoltan.
And every time somebody says Zoltan, it goes Zoltan.
It sounds.
You two gotta stop
sounds
hanging out together.
almost melodious.
I know, I
Doesn't it?
like it.
That's scary.
When I was in engineering school for the 1 year I lasted, I will always remember, the only person I remember from that class was a guy named Olaf Blapsky.
Lapsky?
Olaf Blapsky. He probably runs NASA.
Yeah.
now. He was brilliant. Okay, so much for Zoltan. Case 576 of 2023, Point Lookout.
Did I save it?
KP to inspect.
Hey, sorry, Funky here. Can we not send that file back yet? Because I got to get the papers out of it.
You're looking at 570, you're talking about 576?
76, yeah,
Okay.
576.
577 of 2023, Seaford, Kelly Raposo. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would move the case 577 of 2023, Kelly Reposo, affecting property at 1773 Monroe Avenue in Seaford, be approved as requested.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions? Case 578 of 2023, near East Rockaway. Bobby O'Mahony. Do I have any questions? You can dance to that one. Any questions or comments from the board?
I move that case 578, 2023 at 39 Seawayn Road in Near East Rockaby be granted as requested.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, any abstention? Cases 579 and 580 of 2023, Donald and Donna Hegarty. Do I have any comments from the board or any questions? If not, do I have a
The
motion?
plans indicated that they would remove the shed. I think it should be enumerated in a condition.
Okay.
Beyond that,
But the one thing is, if we put that in a condition, and they remove the shed, and 10 years from now, someone buys the house and they put a legal shed in, right?
They have to
Then
apply.
Well,
They would have
you apply and get a thing.
A
So then all of
legal
sudden-
shed?
Yeah, like, you get a permit, you put in a shed, now, someone could misinterpret that you're violating condition because there's a shed there, even though you removed the shed.
No, because it's gonna be written that it's granted in accordance with the plans and plot plans submitted.
But if the condition is articulated, is what I'm saying.
The plans, it will be articulated that says the plans indicate that shed is to be removed, and that's,
Okay, that's fine. That's different than.
I understand.
Next cases, 581, 582.
No, I didn't do,
What? We didn't make a motion?
no.
All
I
right.
move cases 579 and 580 of 2023, location 22 Universe Drive, with an exception that the plans show that there is a shed existing at this time and that this shed shall be removed. I ask that this be granted with that condition.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any opposed? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Yes,
Next case,
you got it.
581 cases, 581 and 582 of 2023, Jason Mastronardi. That case is adjourned to January 28, 2024.
I thought it was 24,
Yes,
24.
24th. January 24th.
January
Yeah,
24, 24.
At 11.
24, 24.
24. No, I thought it was the 28th.
That's
No,
what you
it says
thought.
24.
Is it the 20th?
24.
24?
24, 24.
I was going to sit
You
here.
gotta
on
stop
the
writing
28th.
it.
Case is that?
581, 582.
Yeah, you gotta stop writing with your left hand.
Yeah, I do. Okay. Cases 583 and 584, those cases have been adjourned to October 18th, 2023 at 11 a.m. Right?
Yes.
Cases 585 and 586, Oceanside, Ricky Landau. Do I have any comments from the board or any questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 585 to 586, Oceanside, Ricky Landau, 358 Dennis Street, be approved as requested.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed and abstentions. Case 587 of 2023. In Hewlett, Hewlett 2 Regency LLC, DBA Mayweather Boxing and Fitness. Do I have any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion? No motion. Go ahead.
I will move that case 587 of 2023, be approved as requested.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention? Cases 310, 311, and 312 of 2023 are adjourned to January 24th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Case 496 of 2023, Raymond Carbone in Point Lookout. Do I have any comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman. Case 496 of 2023, Raymond Carbone affecting the property at 104 Garden City Avenue in Point Lookout, be granted as requested.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? That concludes today's calendar, morning calendar. Any, gentlemen, do we have, or ladies, do we have anything on the reserved decision calendar that we should be discussing? Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Vanessa did get back to us on 199 and 23, but they still haven't gotten the site plan. They're reworking that driveway. Mr. Owens, I know you had something on 274, correct?
274, they got us plans, they actually dropped them off this morning, showing, this is the one with the 7 doors, yes.
Oh, the
So
house
they
with 7
drop
doors.
off new plans.
Have they been through the building department?
I have not been to
Okay.
Is the only change the doors?
It's the
Is it
doors-
just showing the doors?
It's just showing the doors. So it's door here.
Yeah, well, like,
Door number 1.
they didn't give us elevations.
7 doors for 7
Updated.
brothers.
It's in the initial.
Right, it's just doors.
It was just, yeah, the only change that they were making was for the doors.
Right.
4, 5, 6. Chairman, I would move as it relates to case, well, given that we have received the plans that accurately show the number of doors, the 8 doors on the house located at 18328 Ada Place in Merrick, Mark Husbands Jr. and Danielle Edwards mother-daughter application, I would move that we approve the application as requested with the usual mother-daughter conditions.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I wonder how many children does he have? Maybe each person is assigned a door. Then you could put a burglary unit in at one time. No, where's for the past? All right. Would be.
Yes, a draft decision was emailed, and I have copies of it.
Draft decision.
I will, Mr. Chairman, move as it relates to case 242 of 2023, Ronnie and Vanessa Lavoski, I hope I said that right, the property address of which is 931 Eileen Terrace in Woodmere, that we adopt the decision prepared by council granting the applicants lot area occupied variance, rear yard variance, and the right to construct a 1- and a 2-story additions and wood deck attached to the dwelling.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Anything on 348, 349?
Yes.
Don't do Point Lookout or Atlantic Beach, 'cause that's great.
A new site plan. This is a copy of the site plan. Every parking space is angled. I'm just gonna pull out the old site plan to
No,
show
God, is this one?
how it was originally presented. Here we go. So that's what he's presenting. This is what was originally presented to the original.
I was gonna flip this.
Yeah, so yeah, I just wanna make sure it's the same. So that's the same number of spaces, they just made this a little more narrow.
Angled them.
They needed the 5 feet clearance in here anyway for the ADA purposes, so I think he did that, he was actually able to keep the same number of spaces with the angled parking.
Were they okay with that?
Yeah. The building department had no problem, it's the same
No,
bid.
they have.
Applicant, well, they're the ones that submitted, so they were.
All right.
Yeah, can I call you?
Is everyone?
I have extra ones too. Because it still needs all these parts. No, they made it angled. So they're actually the same length because this is a little bit more narrow and it still has the clearance for the door.
I move, as it relates to cases 348 of 2023 and 349 of 2023, Viav Pub, Inc., doing business as Cassidy's Restaurant and Bar, located at 1367 Newbridge Road in Belmore, that the board, based on the hearing testimony, the materials in the file, and its own expertise, adopt a negative declaration as it relates to the FEMA declaration. CEQA, I'm sorry. Aye. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, as it relates to the same two cases, 348 of 2023, 349 of 2023, as I previously described it, doing business as Cassidy's Restaurant Bar in Belmore, that we approve the amended plans submitted by the applicant, hold on, dated 9/8 of 2023, reflecting a reconfiguration of the parking lot, but not eliminating any parking spots, be approved as requested, and the variance is granted.
Second. Aye.
Good.
Pellegrini says deny. Thank you. Twice.
I inspected it also and felt the same way, so I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, 468 of 2023, Levy Pena or Pena, I don't know. I thought it was Pena, but it doesn't have
We don't have
the
that.
thingy.
We don't have
Yes,
that in Korea.
affecting the property at 2500 Park Avenue in Baldwin, be granted as requested.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
I didn't give him his instructions, an asshole. Okay, so can we pull that? Yes. 46423. So we'll do that. You sent me these, no, I meant for him, but you sent me these, right? Okay.
Yes, as well as I sent
We'll look at it at lunch then on my phone.
We can have a copy.
I can't, I don't think I did. But wait, point lookout, we apparently have a draft decision. Let's, I don't remember if I did. Want me to take a look? Okay, let me take a look, Bob.
You want to look at the draft decision, though?
Look out anyway. Oh, yeah, yeah. Is this the one that we were gonna talk about? No. Okay. So I'll look at this at lunch, and I have another inspection point look out anyway, so. wanna- Which one is this? Is this the one?
They were going to, this is right off Hempstead Avenue, they were going to remove a tree and plant the tree, and it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's a little Cape Cod house.
With a picket fence.
Yeah.
And not to convert the garage into living space.
Right. Okay, I think I was okay with this one.
And, well, can
What
I?
did you think about it, Kim?
I thought it was okay. I mean, I think the neighbors were complaining a little bit about parking. Oh, sorry. About parking, but I went on two various occasions. I took pictures, and there didn't seem to be a parking issue at all. As a matter of fact, it seemed empty. Huh?
Would you like to make a motion?
I will make a motion that I will move to approve case 533 to 534 of 23 in West Hempstead, 400 Langley LLC, located 100, no, where is it? Oh, east of, where is it?
400 Lang.
Oh, wait, 400 Langley Avenue, sorry,
Formally.
as requested.
Second?
Usual
Yes,
subdivision.
subdivision conditions
Got it.
and the things we talked about.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any?
I don't remember if he suggested any conditions, sometimes they do.
Well, if he suggested, take a look at the minutes, and if he suggested conditions, please
Yeah.
incorporate those.
Board wants condition not to convert the garage into living space.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
'cause I have it.
547 of 2023. Unfortunately, Mr. Regano can't pass muster on that.
That's okay, because we're waiting.
No plans.
So they were supposed to submit new plans with the deck, however, they submitted photos, there is no deck, it's just,
But it says
it's
with
pa-
permit
it's
numbers.
pavers.
It's funny.
So it is permit number.
So they really do think we're jackasses.
Wait, I'm sorry, I don't have this.
That's what the deck is, it's just
Oh, it's just pavers?
Oh, is that what it is?
Why did
That
they
doesn't need
tell
a
us
permit.
Yeah.
submitting permit numbers for the
Okay.
I have to go back and listen to it.
We-
No, don't go back.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Unless,
If it's a non-grade deck, doesn't require a permit.
no, but is that the one where the generator was on one side? The only reason I want to check the plans is what if there is a proposed deck? So, can we just pull the
Joe, that's not what the
plans
generator was over
so that we
here.
can
Yeah.
check
And then
if
there was a
if
deck
that's
back here
what we
on
were
the
calling a
ground.
deck, or if there is a proposed deck?
Let's be like you.
No,
Rip up my papers.
Right, but
They
there's
were
not,
saying they couldn't put the generator to the rear of the.
Oh, this is
parcel.
that case?
Yes, because there was a deck, so they could have put to the rear, but there isn't a deck to the rear, it's pavement, so. if
Oh, I
you
completely
deny
remember.
the application for the side yard,
I
they
would
could put
assume
it.
they
Yes,
have done
the
what
guy
Schnitzel
came,
and
I know, I
York.
remember.
we should do that.
I don't want to, in the,
No, this is the one where that,
no, I know exactly which one.
that we should deny it.
We didn't.
No, I agree, but,
Roll of lobster biscuits.
right, here's the one that, and it should be
Oh,
right
my
here.
goodness.
Well, I think we just deny it
Okay,
side
all
yard,
right.
you can stick it in the back, right? What do you think, Joanne?
Yeah.
No, I didn't want it on the side.
Yeah, so, you want
Okay.
to make the motion, Joanne?
Yeah, with
That's why you didn't
respect
gain
to-
any.
But girls, pay attention.
With
Okay.
respect to case 547 of 2023, located at 1270 Mara Court in Atlantic Beach, I move to deny this case.
Second.
All in,
Aye.
all in favor
Sorry.
of denial?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
Good. You've done good.
Case 549 of 2023, anything, KP?
Yes, I went to inspect. I thought it was fine, it's gonna be on the same footprint. I noticed that I took pictures, many of the neighbors actually across the street, 3 of them, and to the sides have all done the exact same thing. So, I didn't have a problem with it. So I would move to approve case 549 of 23 in West Hempstead, Norma and Deborah Cooper at 627 Colonnade Road. Make sure they close that open permits though. whatever.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, any abstention? What happened on September 13th with so many of these cases? Okay, so, do we have a draft decision to modify the caption on
You notice how
551,
never
552?
What happened on September 13th? We have so many cases.
The big kahuna was
She did,
out.
Big kahuna.
she did a very good job.
You mentioned that to me, and I conveyed that to her.
I must say.
Yeah,
That was an exact.
so did Patrick. That's only because he got out before 8 PM.
No, she did. Even,
Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Aw.
She wants to look at her gorgeous husband.
Yeah,
She's
is that
still
it?
madly in love with him. That is a compliment.
thank you.
Right, you want to read the draft decision?
Yes.
Or you don't care? You're
No,
just going to
we gotta
adopt
go
it?
to lunch.
No, I want to focus when I read it. You know how I feel.
So what do you want to do? You You want to focus on that at lunch or what?
No,
what-
let's,
exactly what I'm gonna do.
Mr.
so we're gonna
Regano,
hold till-
why don't we set aside 15 minutes now and let her focus? We'll all be quiet.
No, I wanna do it, I wanna get this work done. I'm focusing on
Anybody have a dull razor blade?
I love you guys too. Let's move to Kim.
All right.
Oh, sure, flip the
How
book.
how about 553 of 23?
Okay, so I went to inspect this. This is the house that they want to.
Nine-bedroom?
This is the
Good,
nine-bedroom,
I'm going to hold
seven
that.
bath.
Before you,
With,
You wanna look at
fi-
that?
I want to look
okay,
at
fine.
that. And
'Cause
I
it
want
is
to review the testimony.
Huge,
Okay.
with two basement interior,
Yeah,
areas.
1363 of 23, did we get anything on that?
Yes.
Need to provide correct lot area, number, and copy of the
Attached. It's in there. It's in here? Yeah, I think it's attached to this one. Yeah, it's crossroads. Yeah, it's
Yes, I
all
did.
attached to
That's
the
the
road. I think it's inside.
Yeah, and they are putting, that's this one.
Need to find correct lot number.
Yes.
6 foot.
So there was a couple problems with this one, the board recalls.
Did we move on this already, or,
No, we.
and then you snagged it?
Oh, wait, which one? Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, 17 Malone.
Malone and the one in Atlantic, the other one, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so if I get.
By the way,
materials for today, then I'll.
Malone Avenue, is that 17 Malone Avenue? That's the one that's, comes up on your GPS in Long Beach, and it's purportedly in East Atlantic Beach?
Yes,
Yeah,
there's a-
but it's not in East Atlantic Beach, it's in,
correct, it's
on
Long
on
Beach.
my GPS, it came up Long Beach.
Yeah,
I
it
meant
is
to see
Long Beach,
that.
but you know, they wanna call it, sometimes people prefer to call it.
East Atlantic Beach, that's
Madam
a
Chair,
figment of their imagination.
This one, this is the Crossroads case. I don't know if you guys remember, it was abutting a paper street, and the extension kind of was right up on that paper street. So we wanted to get updated plans, and, okay, so, back in, so this is the notice of decision to first legalize it, back in 61 with the original survey. Yeah, with the original survey, this is what it used to look like. So it had, no, the extension was not in yet. Then they put in an extension pursuant to the survey in 2017. The extension was not given a permit number, it was done illegally without a permit. They did get a permit to raise the house.
Is Rockaway, maybe, where is it?
Yeah, East Rockaway.
I remember.
So
Yep.
the permit they did receive was to lift the house, because you didn't need, as long as you stayed at the same footprint, you'd get a permit to lift the house.
Right.
The building department didn't do their homework to find out that extension wasn't
Which is
originally
exactly
legal.
what I suspected.
So now it was cleaned up on the
Because
back
he
end, they
goes,
found out
yeah,
the
because
extension.
he was trying to say, oh, we got it to rebuild the exact house. We were just lifting it, but when you looked at it, you could see this piece here wasn't.
Right, so this was, I don't know when, and the new owner can't tell us when that was, but the reason why they got the permit to lift the house was because it was in the same footprint as was previously existing, didn't see that this was never permitted, hence the reason why they're in front of us now.
Which is exactly what we suspected.
And this is a copy of the site plan they submitted. So yeah, that's what they're approved, which would be the same as this, except I guess they didn't include the staircases here, which I believe is,
Yeah, they're there.
That would
which is
be the
part of
basement
lot
entrance.
coverage. So that increases the lot coverage up to 40%, it's like 40.14%, it should be on the new site plan.
I mean, I'm sympathetic to the guy, I think, paying two mortgages, right, or one mortgage and one rent, his kids, it's there, I guess. Do we know what it looks like at this stage?
Is that a hardship grant?
The confusion was that paper street.
Well, yeah, because remember, at first you thought it went all the way up, but it's because the fence was
Yes.
in the wrong place before.
Yep.
This is-
So is part of his house gonna come down if they ever,
If we deny this, it
if
would be
they
a
ever
portion of the,
develop the paper street?
technically
Raquel,
the entire, I'm sorry, technically the entire extension. Because it's not just the protrusion, it's also the entire front yard.
Yeah.
So it's, it runs across.
well, I'm,
It still has a front yard even though it's a
okay
paper
with
street.
wasn't there one person in opposition? Yes. The one, no, I remember, across the street there, and they said something about blocking the view, but they weren't in the view of the water. You know what I'm saying? I think there was someone who complained, because I remember going, but they can't even see the water. I mean, this house would not block the view of the water. Oh, I think it was the one right behind.
You looking up this one?
I'm okay.
Can't I ever get it done.
John, that's yours. Being honored, prominent attorneys. You know, so far. Is this yours still here? All right, so what do we do, guys? I'm okay with it if you want me to make a motion. How do others feel about it?
Whatever. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Victoria, you want to look? Just
Yeah, there was one person who must not sign in because I remember him complaining.
yes.
It's like even when I'm here, I'm sitting.
I don't see why. I'll make a motion.
That's the, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, as it relates, hold on.
It's true.
Need to provide correct lot area number. Do we have the correct lot area? Okay, and a copy of the permit with the original grant. Okay, and that's all the stuff you just covered. Okay, Mr. Chairman, as it relates to case 1363 of 2023, Crossroads Access Realty LLC, affecting the property located at 102 West Boulevard near East Rockaway. The applicant submitted the requested materials, and we are now understand better the situation there. And I move that we grant the application as requested.
Second. Sorry, jumped.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
You seconded it.
Wait,
So
did
it's
you not want to say
accepted.
You were
second?
third. You thirded it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thirded
That's
it.
all right.
That's right.
KP, what about
Sorry.
335?
Yes, I inspected 335 Valley
Yeah.
Street. What? Raquel Shapiro.
I'm gonna put it new nickname
This
for
is
Kim's
what,
Cake Pop.
anyway, so this was the basketball court.
Oh, yeah.
And they have already put the pad down, which actually looks very nice. My only concern was, since it's on Cliffside where there is a little bit of traffic, that I didn't see anything yet, but then when I put my glasses on, I did see that they have a proposed 6-foot PVC fence, so it's okay. So I move that case 335 of 23, near Valley Stream, located at 576 Ellen Place, be approved as requested.
Second. Aye.
We don't want to put restrictions as far as bouncing the ball at, midnight?
Well, it's actually,
I'm
it's
not
on a
sure that
dead
that would
end.
be-
That's the only house. It's
And I don't think
it's on a dead end, so the
Okay.
people across the street they have a basketball hoop in their driveway. And actually, there's, on that dead end street, there is actually a basketball hoop in the street. So it could be,
Remember that school or something across? No.
no. Yeah,
That was a movable one.
yeah. Let me just double check.
I put mine in the street sometimes.
I'll rely on
I pulled mine out.
In that dead end.
But I
yes,
pull it
it's
back in.
movable.
All right, next case.
Wait.
Pellegrini.
Didn't
Okay.
do it, forgot.
Okay. Holding those.
I will,
I think that's the same case. I mean, isn't that,
Oh.
are they together?
I slacked. I'll take care of it.
Oh, and we're referral. Where we, what, do we have any,
Administrative?
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take these.
You do do.
Oh, I did wanna, one quick thing, Christina, oh, no, it's the one I'm inspecting anyway. Can you just put a note, can you put this note on, because your calendar will carry the notes. Sure. So, just so that when we do it, we can at least think if we need to do anything. So, before us, yeah, so this issue is about correcting a language, if we need. So what was before us is lot area occupied, side yard, rear yard, construct third floor deck over second floor deck. One issue is, I want to make sure we articulate, it's the second floor above the FEMA level. I want to write it in a way so it's not a third floor deck.
I think they're still in court. This,
Yeah, so,
yeah. This has
yeah,
been
but I
going
don't
on
want to call
for
it,
years and
and
years.
separate from that is.
If you recall last year, I think just before he retired,
To avoid as
Dave
that,
Weiss
yeah.
had to go
Now,
in
separate from that, I
testimony.
should have done that second, because So
The
what was
building's
before
vacant.
us is
It's just
that deck,
not the one
which,
at Delmar.
I'll use the old language for a minute. Third-story deck was before us. For the only change of variances for what's already approved there was for the lot area to go up by like, yeah, less than 1%. Right. Okay. But in fact, what's causing the lot area to go up isn't the third-story deck. It's the enlargement of the second-story deck, which is not before us. So we just wanted to make sure we were.
John, on the
You see what
referral,
I'm
Alan,
saying?
at D'Souza,
So-
is that the one that you were referring to?
They applied,
Why are we still holding
yeah,
it?
they applied to put in the third-story deck above the second-story deck with some spiral stairs. And on that same application, apparently, was also to enlarge the second-story deck. Yeah, but the second-story deck enlargement didn't come before us, even though it's what's generating the change in lot area occupancy. So we'll have to, if you could just make a note of that, and we'll figure out if we want to say it more clearly, because I always. Yeah, the actual thing that's generating the additional variance is not before us. So I want to just articulate it the right way so that later someone doesn't I always get concerned. One of the things when I first started on this board that really drove me insane, they used to have these little property cards people would look up. So like, when I started on the board, you know, there's a 2.5 story as a thing, right? And so if someone came before us for a 2.5 story, like here's one story, here's one story. Now the main eaves are below the midpoint of this, so that's not a story. That's called a 2.5 story, which may be nothing, but it mattered a lot to me because what would happen is we wanted to grant a 2.5 story, and it would be articulated as a 3-story. Because, let me back up. Building department denied it as a 3-story. We make a determination it's 2.5 story and grant it. But the language, since it just granting what was applied for,
Thank you. A one-year extension of time for the case number 1334, 1353 Mini-Me LLC, and case number 1362 of 22 Oceanside Library, and case number 930 Congregation Anseh Shalom, a one-year extension of time to do what they enumerated on the request. Aye.
Hearing request here, this is
Here.
the Kafesh case affecting property 525 Forest Avenue, Whittier. Board of calls this, there was an easement from water main that ran under, this was how the drain brought attention to it. The condition said that they had to get clearance through that. When they checked into it, they had to move the house. So they had to move the house in order to comply with the easement for the water main. That was less of a problem than the fact they put eaves on the third story, which the board actually denied this case when it first came onto the eaves. They came back with the house that didn't have them, so they presented to the building department, all of a sudden, those eaves are back. So now they're filing for a hearing on two issues. One, moving the house from the water easement. Second one is now they put those eaves back on the roof. That is their request for the hearing. They did not construct it, they submitted the board, they got even patios or, they're like, oh,
So you submitted it to us,
yes.
we did not.
Or at least it seemed like we were going to, and they might have withdrawn.
Whatever the plans that were approved are not the, these were the ones that were originally submitted to us. And I assume that you guys had those approved, that those.
Not, they're not letting you go, come back in for something we denied, like, I think this floodgates problem.
At the very least, I do believe that they have merits on moving the house for the purposes of.
Yeah, that's fine, but then we want to limit our consideration of that.
I believe that would be appropriate.
What are the issues we're talking about?
They also need to, time, so that might happen.
Well, if they get the rehearing, then that would make it the need for extension. Obviously, that would be a lot of stuff.
But, and they were not, and they were considered that way.
On the original plans, I was thinking.
No, we don't.
Well, they also moved the house because of the easement for the water, yeah, which is actually one of the conditions of the decision. So that one I believe is appropriate. Yeah, so I think, yes. So I think it should be limited to that testimony, if they come in with those plans, then we hit them down on that.
Like, unless they have some other reasons, like, oh, we lowered our whole house, maybe these are acceptable.
The rehearing was requested specific to the water. It was only the building department that caught them and said, what is this?
So, Mary Ann.
Mary Ann, sorry, Mary Ann caught them and said this was considered by the board and not permitted. So that's
So the house is the same.
correct. Yeah, so technically, yes. So technically what is being submitted is they want a rehearing specific to the water. If they come in with those plans displaying that, you can pick them back and say this is not permitted, we already denied this portion. You have to certain site plan show. I don't know if it was an official denial or if they withdrew that portion and submitted the plans. I'm not sure.
as it relates to case number 558 of 2023, as we've just gone over, the attorney for the applicant, oh, I'm sorry, let me give it a title. It is, the premises is 1,000 Rosedale Road, Valley Stream. The applicant had requested modifications to 3 of the conditions previously imposed. They requested a modification of condition number 1, language asking that, affecting who may use the premises. I would move that we accept the modifications proposed to condition 1. As it relates to the second condition, they want to modify condition 5. Condition 5 relates to overnight parking of commercial vehicles or commuter parking. They have asked that we modify that condition, that it cannot be used for overnight parking of commercial vehicles or for commuter parking, except for commercial vehicles used in connection with the temple operation. I would move that we grant that, maybe with a little bit more limiting language, but we'll have council draft a modification. And condition number 11 is their third request, and it relates to the holding of bazaars, flea markets, and et cetera on the premises. The testimony, I believe the testimony was that they historically had 2 or about 2 such events. The request here is to not limit the number they can have, but just not that they can't be, but to just limit them to not holding them simultaneously when school's in use. I recommend we deny that request to change and have council draft a modification to allow them to have the 2 bazaars they've historically had, but not to just have unlimited ability to do so. That's my motion.
Second. Oops.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, yeah, I think we should say something a little bit about this, like, see, it's like now it says, but wait a minute, we granted it and told them they had a certain amount of time to submit the paperwork?
It's
Yes.
boilerplate in our laws.
I understand,
is.
but like, if they did submit the bill,
Building department, not us.
but then I feel like,
The grant specifically says to us.
what was the paperwork?
What section of fees under? Fees. Like that rehearing, that requires a fee, or the modification. The one that with the temple, that
What do we,
you
what
have
did
to
we
take a
mean
fee
by
on
that?
that.
Means
Did we mean the plans?
we need to at least file an application.
The one that
Okay, that's
Minerva's
why I'm asking.
was.
At least an application.
So they could have done
Okay.
what we needed,
I don't
even
remember
though
what
the
it
building department
was.
saw the plans.
Yes, I guess they can.
And they didn't do any of that.
They didn't do anything, no.
What if they just submitted the plans yesterday?
No, Joe, you missed it.
That's all right.
I'm saying, look, if what we had said was submit your paperwork by X date, and they had no option of getting it to the bill, but they could have, point is, they could have submitted the application in time regardless of the building department having the plans. So in
Right.
that case,
There are other things they could have submitted while they were waiting.
that's all I'm saying. If it wasn't their fault, because the plans, then I get it, but. So now what, they know they failed to meet the deadline?
They do, so they're actually requesting an extension of time, which I think is an appropriate remedy for extending the time for the hearing.
Just ask for another rehearing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to just make them pay more fees, right?
Well, they already paid for the, was it the paper extension?
They apply for a rehearing, it costs them $250.
Apply for another.
I hate doing that to people.
It is what it is. This is government.
So we wanna
Somebody's
have
got to pay his fat salary.
So, I mean, it is an application, I think it's an application for a rehearing.
That's why we're down 2 members, to save money.